What if the most heartbreaking moment in Chicago fire history could lead to unexpected hope? In this video, we dive deep into the shocking death that left fans reeling, but also revealed a silver lining that could change everything. Stay with us as we explore the emotional aftermath and the surprising twists that follow, reminding us that even in our darkest moments, there can be light. Monica Pascal's death in Chicago Fire Season 13 is one of the most devastating losses the series has seen in years, but it also serves as a pivotal moment for Chief Dom Pascal's integration into Firehouse 51. Before this tragedy, Pascal remained somewhat of an outsider, a capable leader, yes, but not yet fully embraced by the tight-knit crew that had spent years under the guidance of Chief Wallace Bowden. Monica's sudden and tragic passing forces both Pascal and the rest of the firehouse to confront their relationships with one another, ultimately forging a bond that had been missing since Bowden's departure. The weight of grief and the breaking point. Pascal's reaction to Monica's death is raw and visceral, showcasing a side of him that Firehouse 51 had never seen before. In the immediate aftermath, he is consumed by grief, anger, and an unrelenting need to assign blame, even when none exists. His insistence on pressing charges against the other driver, despite clear evidence that the accident was just that, an accident, reveals a man struggling to regain control in the face of unbearable loss. This desperation bleeds into his professional life, as seen in Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 16, when he recklessly throws himself into danger during a call, disregarding protocol in a way that alarms his team. This behavior is a stark contrast to the composed, by-the-book chief they had come to know. But it's also this very vulnerability that finally humanizes Pascal in the eyes of his crew. For the first time, they see him not just as their superior, but as a man shattered by grief, someone who needs their support as much as they once needed Bowden's. Firehouse 51 steps up, even when Pascal pushes them away. One of the most telling moments in the aftermath of Monica's death is when Firehouse 51 shows up uninvited to her funeral. It's a small but powerful gesture, demonstrating that they refuse to let Pascal suffer alone, even if he tries to shut them out. This act of solidarity mirrors past instances where the firehouse has rallied around one of their own, whether it was Cruz mourning Otis, Severide grappling with Benny's death, or Brett processing the loss of her fiancé, Chaplain Orlov. Pascal, who had previously maintained a professional distance, now finds himself on the receiving end of that same unwavering loyalty. Despite his initial resistance, he can't ignore the fact that these people, whom he once saw merely as subordinates, are now standing beside him in his darkest hour. It's a turning point that reshapes his entire dynamic with the team. The silver lining. Pascal finally belongs. Before Monica's death, Pascal's leadership was respected, but it lacked the emotional weight that Bowden's had carried. Bowden wasn't just a chief, he was family. He had guided these firefighters through personal and professional crises, celebrated their victories, and mourned their losses. Pascal, by comparison, was still finding his footing, and the shadow of Bowden's legacy loomed large. But tragedy has a way of breaking down barriers. In losing Monica, Pascal inadvertently gained something else: true acceptance into Firehouse 51. The team no longer sees him as Bowden's replacement. He is now their chief, someone they will protect just as fiercely as they would any other member of their makeshift family. This shift is crucial for the show's future, as it allows Pascal to step out of Bowden's shadow and establish his own legacy. How Monica's death changes the show's dynamic. Beyond Pascal's personal arc, Monica's death has ripple effects throughout Firehouse 51. The tragedy serves as a grim reminder of the fragility of life, something this team knows all too well but must constantly relearn. It also strengthens the bonds between the remaining characters, reinforcing why Chicago Fire has always been as much about family as it is about firefighting. Kid and Severide. As one of the most stable couples in the One Chicago universe, Kid and Severide's reaction to Monica's death is particularly poignant. It forces them to reflect on their own relationship, leading to deeper conversations about loss, love, and the risks they face every day. Violet and Ritter, the paramedics, who were first on the scene of Monica's accident, grapple with the helplessness of not being able to save her. This could reignite past traumas, particularly for Violet, who has faced her own near-death experiences. Cruz and the truck crew. Cruz, who has always been one of the most emotionally open members of the team, takes Pascal's grief especially hard, seeing echoes of his own past losses.